Nyaramba Road, which is not in Kisii, Mr. Speaker. And then, on top of it, they have even paid over, I think, 17 billion, what I saw, on pending bills. When you go to Kura, Kenha, they first of all say, we have money to do this road, What has accumulated, Mr. Speaker, to 17 billion? Then we are paying every day fuel levy. Why are you, we have never gone to fuel and then we are told, today we will fuel and then there will be pending bills for fuel. Our cars have never asked for pending bills. The fuel levy is deducted every time you fuel, Mr. Speaker. So do we bring statements, then we get showed the answers like the way they gave me for bonuses, or it is Donya who doesn't understand what she is doing, Mr. Speaker?
Komingoi, are you misleading Donya?
Donya is not misled, Honorable Speaker. Donya has opted to become particularized to a region on a matter that is of national survey. The question is, there is not enough funds to do all the roads at the same time in the country. The Honorable Member is aware also that there are pending bills of works that have been executed in the country and have not been paid for. Number two is that the 25 shillings she's claiming includes also the 7 shillings that has been allocated for securitization for the purposes of paying the pending bills. I am aware also that truly most roads are not in good condition, not only in Kisii County, including my own constituency and many other parts of this country. Therefore, we are bringing these issues for the House to be made aware that in this financial year alone, by the case that the county governments presented themselves in court, and the court order that is there, 24.7 million shillings allocated to each constituency is being held. And that is the reason why, Honorable Speaker, yesterday, when you gave directions that the minister comes to this House so that he can elucidate further and make clarifications for the purposes of all of us understanding the issue of roads, the current condition of roads, the plan that exists for rehabilitation and maintenance of roads, and the fact that not enough money is being collected only in fuel levy. You may be able also, there was also a presentation that has been done within our committee on how else can funds be made available for us to be able to cater for the needs of all roads and counties. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, is that fuel levy in this financial year and the proposal for the next financial year will not be given to counties. And that is the position. So on county roads, there will be no funding in this fuel levy, other than the monies that have been appropriated by the House and appropriated by the National Assembly, the county assemblies to fund those roads. But on this matter, only the roads that had been allocated and presented to the ministry through the Kenya Roads Board for funding in the annual plans will be funded. And most of those roads, the list is available. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Majority Leader, your Thursday statement. Johanna Ngeno.
I have briefed him.
Johanna Ngeno. You are behaving like we had a minister in the 7th Parliament called Kamwithi Munyi. He would wait out there until all questions to his ministry are called, then he walks in.
Mr. Speaker, I have briefed him on the statements that he is required to report on the second day after we open,
Yes.
after recess.
Yes.
And so I had done with one of the most diligent members in that committee in the name of Jen Kagiri. Then the chairman, as you say, walked in.
Yes.
So I was just briefing him.
Tell him not to behave like Kamwithi Munyi.
And you know, he is dressed in a pinstrip suit just like Kamwithi Munyi. Honorable Speaker, allow me to go to the
I'm sure Farah
Thursday statement.
Kamwithi Munyi. Go on, Majority.
On behalf of the House Business Committee, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44.2a, I rise to give the following statement. which on behalf of the House Business Committee, which met on Tuesday, 15th April 2025, to prioritize business for consideration during the week. Honorable Speaker, with regard to business scheduled for Tuesday next week, the House is expected to consider the following bills at the second reading, if not concluded today. 1, the Learners with Disabilities Bill, Senate Bill number 4 of 2023, the Value Added Tax Amendment Bill of 2025, the Treaty Making and Ratification Amendment number 2 Bill of 2024, the Kenya National Council for Population and Development Bill of 2023, and the National Cohesion and Integration Bill of 2023. In addition, Honorable Speaker, the House will prioritize consideration of the motion on the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement between the Republic of Kenya and the United Arab Emirates. Further, Honorable Speaker, in accordance with the provisions of Standing Orders 42A5 and 6, I wish to convey that the Cabinet Secretary for Roads and Transport is scheduled to appear before the House on the afternoon of Wednesday, 23rd April 2025, to respond to the following questions. Question by private notice number 07 of 2025 by the member for Kiambu County, Honorable Anne Wamratha, regarding the suspension of Super Metro Sacco Limited operating license. 2, question number 011 of 2025 by the member for North Mugirango, Honorable Joash Nyamoko, regarding the status of the construction of Tombe Isinta, Gitaru, Obuari, Mabariri, Nyamaya, and C21 Ekerenyo, Obuari, Aichabera roads in North Mugirango constituency. Question number 012 of 2025 by the member for Machakos Town, Honorable Caleb Mule, regarding the upgrading of Mwanyani Katoloni Road in Machakos Town constituency to bitumen standards by the Kenya Urban Roads Authority, Kura. Question number 013 of 2025 by the member for Vihiga County, Honorable Beatrice Adagala, regarding the status of the construction of Shamahoho, Gitambai Road. Question number 014 of 2025 by the member for Ruiru, Honorable Simon Kingara, regarding the processing of the smart driving licenses in the country. Question number 015 of 2025 by the member for Teso South, Honorable Mary Amase, regarding the rehabilitation and maintenance of the Busia Malaba Road. Question number 053 of 2025 by the member for Moiben, Honorable Professor Phyllis Barto, regarding commencement of the construction works on the Tachasis, Chebeimit, Ainet, Chebarus, and Riadha roads. Question number 054 of 2025 by the member for Kinango, the Honorable Gonzi Rai, regarding the current condition of Kinango Mariakani Road C107 and the impact of the recent rains on its deterioration. Question number 055 of 2025 by the member for Kurisoi South, Honorable Joseph Tonui, regarding the delays in the construction of Lelechwet Cheram Bridge in Kuresoi South constituency. Question 056 of 2025 by the member for Kaiti, Honorable Joshua Kimilu, regarding the current status of C435 road from Sultan Hamoud to Kikoko. Question number 057 of 2025 by the member for Naivasha, Honorable Jane Kihara, regarding compensation of landowners for land acquired by Kenya Railways Corporation for the construction of SGR and the metric gauge railway. Question number 058 of 2025 by the member for Machakos County, Honorable Joyce Kamene, regarding a status report on rehabilitation and improvements on the Mlolongo Quarry Katani Road and other link roads. Question number 059 of 2025 by the member for Starehe, Honorable Amos Mwago, regarding the status rehabilitation of the collapsed bridges in Ngara and Landimawe wards in Starehe constituency. Question 060 of 2025 by the member for West Mugirango, Honorable Stephen Mogaka, regarding the provision of a comprehensive list of all Kera Road projects in West Mugirango constituency for the past 3 financial years, indicating their status, budget, allocation, and implementing contractors. Question number 061 of 2025 by the member for Embakasi West, Honorable Mark Mwenje, regarding the measures being taken by the government to ensure the work plans tendered by the Kenya Rural Roads Authority and the Kenya Urban Roads Authority for the financial year 2024-2025 are not suspended due to the lack of funds. And question number 062 of 2025 by the member for Runyenjes, the Honorable Mushangi Karemba, regarding immediate and long-term measures by the ministry to curb the frequent accidents caused by Miraa transport vehicles along the Nairobi-Meru Highway. Honorable Speaker, the House Business Committee shall reconvene again on Tuesday, 22nd April 2025 to schedule business for the rest of the week. As I conclude, Honorable Speaker, I wish to take this opportunity on behalf of the House Business Committee to wish all members and Kenyans at large, including the great people of Kikuyu, a happy Easter. I now wish to lay this statement on the table of the House.
Next order.
Order number 8, special motion, consideration of nominees for appointment as ambassador, permanent representative, and consuls general.
Bashir, we have not proposed it yet. Yeah? Honorable Bashir, you can hear what your colleagues are saying, so make it short. Move your motion. Tell us your seconder.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that, taking into consideration the findings of the Parliamentary Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations in its report on the approval hearing of 4 nominees for appointment as ambassador, permanent representative, and consul general laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 15th April 2025, and pursuant to the provisional Article 1322C of the Constitution, Section 22 of the Foreign Service Act Cap 185E, and Section 3 and 8 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act Cap 7F. This House approves the appointment of the following persons as permanent representative, ambassador, and consul general. 1. Engineer Peter Kiblaga Tum, CBS, ambassador to Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of Congo. 2. Mrs. Susan Nakhumbinja Wafula, EGH, as the permanent representative to the permanent mission of Kenya to UN Habitat, Nairobi. 3. Mr. James Buyakane Mutahi, CBS, Consul General to Guangzhou, China. And 4. Mr. Abdi Dubat Fido, Consul General to Arusha, United Republic of Tanzania. Honorable Speaker, the officers of Ambassador, Permanent Representative, and Consul General stand as Kenya's outposts of sovereignty and service. As defined in Section 21 of the Foreign Service Act, the head of mission is not only the President's voice abroad, but the steward of Kenya's foreign policy, the custodian of our image, the leader of our diplomatic staff, and the guardian of public funds. This, they carry the flag, the trust, and the duty all in one. Honorable Speaker, in discharging our mandate as a committee, that is the Committee of Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations, conducted the sessions of vetting guided by Chapter 6 of the Leadership and Integrity Act and animated by the spirit of public participation as enshrined Article 118. We subjected the nominees to rigorous scrutiny, measuring not only their qualification and experience, but also their moral compass, vision, and fitness to carry Kenya's flag across the borders. Honorable Speaker, in keeping with Standing Order 422, your office relayed to the House the President's message regarding the nomination of the 4 persons to serve as ambassador, permanent representative, and consul general. The names were accordingly committed to the committee pursuant to Article 1244A of the Constitution for approval hearings and report within the statutory timelines. Honorable Speaker, to uphold transparency, a public notice was placed in the mainstream dailies on Friday, 28th March 2025, inviting written memoranda of the stability of otherwise of the nominees as required under Section 6(9) of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act and Article 118 of the Constitution. To this effect, Honorable Speaker, only one memorandum was received opposing the nomination of Honorable Susan Nakhumbinja Wafula, EGH. The grounds raised, namely that her earlier dismissal from cabinet invalidated her nomination, were carefully reviewed. Honorable Speaker, the committee, in its considered judgment, observed that the dismissal of Mrs. Susan Nakhumbinja was effected under Article 1525B of the Constitution, which grants the President discretion to dismiss a Cabinet Secretary without prescribing grounds for the dismissal. Crucially, the dismissal did not fall under Article 75, which governs ethical misconduct and carries the consequence of disqualifications from future state office. As such, her public service journey remains lawfully unbroken, and the committee found no legal or moral impediment to her continued service to the Republic. Honorable Speaker, in further fulfillment of due diligence, the Clerk of the National Assembly wrote to relevant agencies, the EACC, KRA, DCI, HELP, and ORPP, seeking reports on the nominees' integrity, tax compliance, criminal record status, loan obligations, and political affiliations. All agencies returned clean reports affirming the nominees' good standing. Honorable Speaker, the committee conducted oral approval hearings on Monday, 7th April 2025, evaluating each nominee's academic credentials, professional record integrity, nomination procedure, and overall stability as required under Section 6 and 7 of the Public Appointments Act. Following this exercise, the committee made the following general observations. 1, each nominee stands as a Kenyan citizen and bound by allegiance to any other nation and in full fidelity to Article 78 of the Constitution. 2, they each gave solemn assurance to engage in no other lawful gainful pursuit, placing public duty above private interest in keeping with Article 771. 3, none holds political party office, reflecting impartiality and alignment with the spirit of Article 77.2. 4, they affirmed their adherence to Articles 75 and 76, vowing to uphold ethical conduct and to disclose and manage any potential conflict of interest. And finally, all 4 nominees demonstrated both in paper and presence their competence, integrity, and preparedness worthy of service to the Republic. Honorable Speaker, I just want to pick a few of those nominees so that the members can really understand that what we have gone through as a committee. One of the nominees is Engineer Peter Kivlaga Tum. Honorable Speaker, Engineer Kivlaga Tum found not just a nominee, but a seasoned public servant, a man of quiet diligence and tested resolve. Engineer Tum holds a Master of Science in Energy Management from the University of Nairobi, a Bachelor of Industrial Technology from Michigan University, and a postgraduate diploma in Medical Electronics from Queen Mary University of London, with a higher diploma in Electrical Engineering from Kenya Polytechnic. His academic path reflects a mind honed for systems, strategy, and precision. His technical acumen aligns seamlessly with Kenya's development footprint in the DRC. Engineer Tum has over 25 years in senior public service. Engineer Tum has stood at the helm of critical reforms as Principal Secretary in Sports, Labor and Health, and as CEO of KMTC. He brings with him the rare ability to weave together cross-sectional programs, harmonize government and non-state actors, and drive impact with quiet efficiency. His depth of governance satisfies the legal and strategic standards under Section 7C of the Public Appointments Act. No objection has been raised by the public, and the process was under Article 118 of the Constitution was faithfully observed. His nomination sailed unopposed, and rightly so. The committee therefore recommends his appointment. Honorable Speaker, and Mrs. Susan Nakhuminja Wafula, the nominee for permanent representative to UN Habitat. Her academic journey has been as follows. She has a Master's of Science in Procurement and Logistics, a Bachelor in Purchasing and Supplies from Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology, and a Diploma in Healthcare Management from the Kenya Institute of Management. In this multidisciplinary grounding, the committee sees not just credentials, but capacity to manage complexity, to deliver results, and to steer Kenya's mission with multilateral frameworks. Honorable Speaker, Mrs. Nakhuminja brings over 20 years of experience to the table and therefore is fit to undertake the task that she's nominated for. In line with Article 118 of the Constitution, the committee invited public participation. Only one submission from Mr. Eliud Karanja Motindi opposed her nomination on grounds that she has been dismissed from cabinet through Gazette Notice 8440 of 2024. However, the committee determined that the dismissal was made under Article 1525B, which allows presidential discretion and does not bar future appointment. She was not dismissed under Article 752, which alone carries disqualification. The objection, though duly received, was constitutionally unsubstantiated. The committee therefore recommends her appointment. Honorable Speaker, the last nominee that I want just to talk about is Abdi Dubat Fido, the nominee for Consul General to Arusha, Tanzania. In the person of Mr. Abdi Dubat Fido, the committee encountered not just a nominee, but a man forged in the fibers of public finance, regional diplomacy, and unshakable national purpose. He stands eligible under Article 78, 1 and 2 of the Constitution, a Kenyan by birth and by oath, and distracted by dual ties. Honorable Speaker, academically, he has a master's of both numbers and strategy. He holds a Master of Business Administration in Strategy, Planning, and a Bachelor of Commerce in Finance from University of Nairobi. Honorable Speaker, his career has spanned boardrooms and ministries, from PricewaterhouseCoopers to founding and leading consulting firms to serving as Principal Secretary for East African Community Affairs, where he did not watch regional integration from the sidelines, he led it. He negotiated, coordinated, and safeguarded Kenya's position in Arusha, and now returns not as a visitor, but as our chosen voice as a Consul General. Honorable Speaker, in leadership, Fido has not simply managed budgets, he has also steered reform, inspired teams, and delivered results. He is a builder of bridges. His vision for the consulate is clear and forward-looking to deepen Kenya's Tanzania relations, advance regional integration, empower Kenyan SMEs, and strengthen consular service delivery to Kenyans. The committee therefore recommends without reservation the appointment of Mr. Abdi Dubat Fido as Consul General of Kenya to Arusha, United Republic of Kenya. Honorable Speaker, Kofi Annan once said, more than ever before in history, we share a common destiny. In appointing these envoys, we are not just filling posts, we are entrusting the future of Kenya's voice in a shared regional and global journey. Diplomacy is the art of building bridges, securing peace, and advancing prosperity.
Order, Chairman. I don't know if the rules have changed, but ordinarily, whether it's a chairman or anybody, you're not supposed to be reading a text all through. You're supposed to refer to this as notes and make it as brief as possible, please. Noted,
Honorable Speaker. I know the mood of the House is that they just want this thing quickly done, but I am guided.
You understand, I'm sure, yes. So
I get your point.
Wrap it up.
Honorable Speaker, diplomacy is the art of building bridges, securing peace, and advancing prosperity. The committee, therefore, in its wisdom, having looked at all the four nominees, recommends that the House approves the appointment of one, Engineer Peter Kiblaga Tum, CBS, as Ambassador to Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of Congo. 2, Mrs. Susan Nakuminja Wafula, EGH, as permanent representative to the permanent mission of Kenya to UN Habitat Nairobi. 3, Mr. James Buyakane Muhati, CBS, as Consul General to Guangzhou, the People's Republic of China, and Mr. Abdi Dubat Fido as Consul General to the United Republic of Tanzania. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move and urge this House to adopt the committee's report. I now respectively invite Honorable Martha Wangare to second. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think my chair has done justice to all the candidates that we are looking at, so I'll make just general comments. Number one, none of these 4 appointments are newbies in public service. They have all very long service in terms of where they have been for the last, we can account for the last, an average of every person getting about 10 to 20 years of public service. And Mr. Speaker, we were able as a committee to actually mirror them against the Constitution or the requirements, and also against the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, and we are very satisfied that they are actually up to the task. Mr. Speaker, allow me to speak about the nominee headed to Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of Congo. Mr. Speaker, you remember this committee and this House previously rejected a candidate to this station because we felt that he was grossly unfit and unqualified to be able to take up that position. And Mr. Speaker, in this engineer Kiplagat Tum, we have no doubt, but we also made it very clear that the task ahead of him is quite monumentous, because first of all, he will be almost resuscitating our presence in DRC, given the situation and what has happened in the past. So he has his work cut out for him, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the issue of UN Habitat, the committee raised a few issues, specifically the issue of integrating UN Habitat with Kenya's government and the better model or the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, that we don't feel like Gigiri is out of Nairobi, out of Kenya, that we should still feel that they're in this country and they're able to also join in getting to contribute to our country's growth. Mr. Speaker, the other one is the issue of Guangzhou, of course, the interest with China. I don't think specifically this Guangzhou center, Mr. Speaker, if you go to the trade and to the trade balance between us and China, you'll find that there's a lot of traffic, including flights going to Guangzhou specifically because of doing business with China. And there's a lot to be able to get from there. And I know this James Buyekane, who has been also a PS, will also do justice to that station. And finally, Mr. Speaker, the issue of Mr. Abdi and the nomination of Mr. Abdi Dubat Fido as the Arusha, in Arusha, in the United Republic of Tanzania as a Consul General was timely. Why? Because, Mr. Speaker, this is the immediate former PS of EAC. So he not only understands the relationship between the EAC countries, but also understands what needs to be done because he has been in that station, Mr. Speaker. So we have done very well as a committee to actually mirror all these appointments, Mr. Speaker, and we have no doubt that they will not only do this country proud, but even the region, Mr. Speaker, because they are one of the best. So allow me to second. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Fair enough. That was brief and to the point. Honorable members, I now want to propose a question that, taken into consideration the findings of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence, and Foreign Relations in its report on the approval hearings of 4 nominees for appointment as ambassador, permanent representative, and consul generals laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, the 15th April, 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Article 132(2)(e) of the Constitution, Section 22 of the Foreign Service Act, Cap 185(e), and Sections 3 and 8 of the Public Appointments Act, Parliamentary Approval Act, Cap 7F. This House approves the appointment of the following persons as permanent representatives, ambassador, and consul generals. 1, Roman 1, ambassador, Engineer Peter Kiplanga-Tum, CBS, to go to the mission of Kinshasa in Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of Congo. Roman 2, permanent representative, Ms. Susan Nakumicha Wafula, EGH, permanent mission of Kenya to the UN Habitat in Nairobi. Roman 3, A, Mr. James Buyekane Mohati, CBS, Guangzhou, Republic of the People's Republic of China, as Consul General. B, Mr. Abdi Dubat Fido, Arusha, the United Republic of Tanzania, as Consul General. The Honorable, I don't see much interest, but yes, the Honorable, do you want to say something, Majority Leader? Okay, Honorable Kainan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is a very important motion, Mr. Speaker. Diplomacy, by definition, is the art, science, and the means by which nations and groups conduct their affairs in a way that projects the image of that particular country that we present, in a way that promotes the interest of that particular country, in a way that also protects the interest of that particular country. Mr. Speaker, having said this, under the Vienna Convention, which is the mother of all diplomatic engagements, there are certain critical issues that a diplomat is expected to undertake. In the Kenya context, Mr. Speaker, and allow me to say this, as a country, we are not doing well, and we must call a spade a spade. I'm glad that the leader majority is here, and the leader minority is here. Once upon a time, this country was the epicenter of all economic activities in the region, the pride of many African states, in particular south of Sahara. Today, our economy is struggling. Mr. Speaker, once upon a time, this country was the epicenter of humanitarian activities. Today, we are struggling. This country is supposed to be the hub of infrastructure. This country is supposed to be a communication hub, Mr. Speaker. This country is supposed to be a security hub. Mr. Speaker, this is what we wanted. This is the Kenya that we wanted. Mr. Speaker, as much as our intention is to give jobs to individuals who qualify, that paper qualification is not enough. You must have the zeal. You must have the determination. You must have the will to represent Kenya as a premier republic, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, having been the chair of this committee, having overseen the growth of our diplomatic missions, and Mr. Speaker, you are the deputy speaker. You remember at that particular time, we had a department, we didn't have even a diaspora department in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. You remember the report that we tabled? That led to the establishment of a diaspora desk at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Ultimately, that also led to the establishment of diaspora desk in all our missions. Today, by the grace of God, the diaspora community is the single largest foreign exchange earner to our country. The diaspora department has a fully fledged State Department, Mr. Speaker. These are the gains of some of the individuals who are foresighted and ensuring that our diplomatic representation does not only mirror on political engagement, but also mirrors on the economic realities and the well-being of the people of Kenya, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as much as I agree with this, the individuals are qualified. You are appointed as Kenya's representative to UN Habitat. Let me zero on this. This is a technical organization. A technical organization, the UN Human Settlements Program is supposed to promote socially and environmentally sustainable towns and cities. It's also supposed to promote a transformative change in cities and human settlements through knowledge, policy, advice, and technical advice, Mr. Speaker. You have been given this. Are you ready for that job? Mr. Speaker, allow me, without demeaning the character of the person who has been appointed to this position, to remind her that this is not going to the Ministry of Health. You will interact with many technical people representing the face of the universe. Those failed appointments in Ministry of Health should not be carried over to UN Habitat. I want to urge her, we are giving you this job, you are qualified. What is out of order?
I'm afraid, Honorable Speaker, all of us know the work Nakhumicha did at the Ministry of Health. I'm afraid my friend cannot just start despite.
Wamboka, order. What is out of order? No, you have to, you can't say we know. It's a point of debate. You will have your moment. You will have your moment. Proceed, Honorable Kenan.
I have no doubt that she has.
Are you on a point of order? Can you give are you on a point of order? Yes. What's your point of order?
Let me wear my kofia so that you can see me properly. Mr. Speaker, it is out of order for anybody to discuss somebody on the floor of the House, especially a woman, without giving her right of reply. It is unfair. It is completely out of order for the honorable to discuss an honorable, gracious lady on the floor.
Order, honorable member. That is the real essence of bringing. You want to inform who? No, the chair does not need any information at this stage.
Point of information.
Wamboka, you will have your moment. Do you want to be informed by Wamboka? Do you want to be informed by Wamboka, by Honorable Kenan?
Speaker, Wamboka is my good friend. I haven't said anything. I said I support her nomination.
Proceed.
I'm only trying to expand her job description.
Now we agree.
I support her nomination as our representative to UN Habitat. But I'm trying to bring an analogy between I am a consumer.
Order, honorable
Allow
members.
me to say this, Mr. Speaker.
The very essence of bringing this before
Yes,
the House.
I support her nomination.
Order. Proceed. Oh, proceed.
Mr. Speaker,
Proceed.
let me put it on record. As a father of many highly educated, beautiful girls, I support the nomination of the Honorable Susan as our representative. But I only want to give her a word of encouragement that this organization, this technical organization that she has been appointed to, is not like the Ministry of Health. The Ministry of Health was a department, a state department in the Kenya context. She's going to interact with the whole world. If she was somewhere, she'll be taking notes now. What I'm trying to tell her, this is a technical UN arm. And I think I should be allowed to offer free advice because I may not see her. I attempted to see her from February 2024 to until she was removed as the minister, and I failed to get an appointment. So let me pass this message for free, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, what I'm trying to say is this. In summary, when you are appointed to this very important portfolio to represent the president, to represent the people of Kenya, it is not an assignment for you to go and make a living. It's an assignment for you to go and promote this country so that we benefit from your representation. And this is what I'm trying to allude to. When you go to UN Habitat, Mr. Speaker, you represent one of the refugee-dominated towns in Kenya. We want our representation in this organization to benefit the people of Dadaab, to benefit the people of Kakuma. And this is what I'm trying to say. I have no doubt she will do the job. Mr. Speaker, secondly, as a country, and I must say this, somebody has been appointed to Kinshasa. Luckily, in this country, we have not gone through militarism. You know it. We are lucky. But are we courageous enough to say and address the pitfalls,
Can I
the missed opportunities?
My good friend Martha Wangari, who is my colleague in the speakers panel, and my other good lady friend there, your Kamukunji is a bit too loud for the House. Please do it in very low tones. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, my expectations of these individuals who have been appointed to these key posts, my expectations, and I want to mention 10 expectations of Aden Kainan as a member of parliament, elders, and equally as the longest serving member of parliament. 10 expectations, wherever they are. Number one expectation, promote Kenya's foreign policy in providing services to not only Kenyans, to wherever they are. 2, build and strengthen bilateral relations and multilateral relations that can benefit the people of Kenya. This is the era of multilateralism. This is the era of bilateralism, Mr. Speaker. Going outside to those organizations must add to Kenya's presence in the international community, Mr. Speaker. 3, enhance our national security and regional stability. Mr. Speaker, you know in this region, look at what is happening. The challenges in Sudan, the challenges in Southern Sudan, the challenges in DRC, the challenges in Somalia, the challenges in Ethiopia, and the entire region. And Kenya has been an icon of peace. This must be protected, this must be promoted, so that Kenya becomes an island, continues to become an island of peace. Number 3, Mr. Speaker, enhance our national security, and 3, enhance our economic and trade expansion. Mr. Speaker, I want you to compare for a minute the GDP of the Republic of Kenya with the GDP of Ethiopia, with the GDP of Tanzania, with the GDP of Uganda, and reflect on where we were 10 years ago. Ours is barely struggling. The GDP of Ethiopia today is 4 times that, is projected to be 4 times that of Kenya. Is that where we are supposed to be? Look at the GDP of Tanzania. Look at the GDP of Uganda. Mr. Speaker, my prayer to these individuals when you are given this job, please work hard for our economic expansion so that many youths who are unemployed, can get opportunities, Mr. Speaker. My 4th expectation, engagement. Yes.
Honorable Speaker, I have a lot of respect for my elder here, but I wanted to inform him that in real terms, our economy is doing better than Ethiopia. Ethiopia just defaulted on their loan. Kenya has never. Yes, so I just wanted to inform him that Ethiopia is still below, in terms of economic performance, we are doing better than Ethiopia. And I know they are on the right trajectory, but Kenya is doing better than Ethiopia. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, I think sometimes, with due respect to my good chair, I said the projected GDP. Mr. Speaker, I said the projected GDP.
I get you. Ethiopia.
Mr. Speaker, my fifth expectation, I want to conclude. My fifth expectation is engage the Kenyan diaspora wherever they are. These are valued representative of the people of Kenya, and they are contributing immensely to our economic well-being. Number 6, Mr. Speaker, protect the Kenyan citizens and interests abroad, wherever they are. Number 7, advocate for Kenya's global position so that Kenya continues to remain a key player in all international organizations, Mr. Speaker. Number 8, do a strategic networking and influence. Mr. Speaker, this is why lobbyism is an emerging field in the world. If you go to America today, the best paid job is lobbyism. Mr. Speaker.
Order, Honorable Junet, order. Don't create a small fish market there in the floor of the House. Order. Proceed, Honorable Kena.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I want to confirm that fish is the most delicious food one can ever have.
Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, 8 is do a strategic networking and influence.
Or a camel market for that matter. Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I was just saying, if you go to America today, the most sought after academic field is lobbyism. A few years ago, lobbyism was associated with activism and other fields. Engage in bringing Kenyans through their network and influence. Number 9, compliance with international law and order. Mr. Speaker, this is why we say Kenya is the true face of international order. One more minute, Mr. Speaker.
Give him one additional minute. Yeah, conclude.
Mr. Speaker, this is why I say Kenya is the face of compliance with international law and order. And this is what has given us prominence in the international community. This must be protected jealously. Finally, Mr. Speaker, deliver on tangible results. We are here. We are coming for you. The committee led by Honorable Bashir and Koech must be on the neck of these individuals so that they bring results. I support their nomination.
The Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to support this motion for the approval of the ambassadors. Honorable Speaker, as the chair of the committee said, Honorable Bashir, these ambassador nominees are seasoned civil servants, some of whom have served in very senior positions. Engineer Tum has been a PS for very many years in the Ministry of Health, then he moved to the Ministry of Sports. I think he was last in the Ministry of Sports. And he's done exceptionally well as a PS. And this would also be a very good way of serving the country in another capacity other than that of an accounting officer in a ministry. And he has what it takes to serve our country. His experience in the Ministry of Health, his experience in the Ministry of Sports and Arts has positioned him very well. And it's good that he's going to a country that is not very far from the capital, going to Kinshasa with all the challenges that are there in the DRC, Honorable Speaker. He sits at a very good position to be able to midwife the issues that have bedeviled the East African community, engagements in the DRC and that of SADC. And I want to believe that Honorable Tum, or PS Tum, now Ambassador Engineer Tum, will also do very well in promoting trade between our country and the Congo. A lot of enterprises in this country, including 2 large commercial banks in this country, are doing business in the Congo, in DRC, in Kinshasa. And therefore, we need presence of an ambassador who commands respect, not just within the business community, but also one who can engage formally and also informally with both governments. And Engineer Tum, having been a PS, sits at that very good position to be able to engage effectively and meaningfully with both governments to smoothen the trade opportunities that exist between us and the Democratic Republic of Congo. I know, Honorable Speaker, we've had challenges with this particular posting, with rejection by the House of one of the nominees can't remember his name, a gentleman who had been nominated in DRC, but that was, it was not Kinshasa, Honorable Speaker. There was a mission, I can't remember. What is the other mission, Vice Chair? I can't remember. But it tells you that there has been a gap. And with the movement of the last ambassador to Kinshasa, it is not good to leave this post without a substantive ambassador representing our country, considering the challenges that I've said with the war in the Congo, the trade opportunities that we are missing, the many huge investments by Kenyan business people that they have made in the DRC, Honorable Speaker. It's important that we have a substantive ambassador here. Honorable Speaker, Susan Nakhumicha also, as has been said, her stint at the Ministry of Health put her as a person who was very articulate, a go-getter, someone who was able to effectively communicate what the ministry was doing. And at some point, Honorable Speaker, we missed Honorable C.S. Nakhumicha in her articulation especially, and push for the social health authorities, the Social Health Insurance Fund. I am happy now, Honorable Speaker, that she has, that work has been taken over by my predecessor, Honorable Aden Duale, and I am very confident that Honorable Duale, as I said here the other week, will do well to actualize universal health coverage in this country. This morning, the PSs have been sworn in, and PS Dr. Oluga, who is going to serve as a PS of medical services, is also a seasoned professional in the medical field, and I want to believe he also do very well together with Honorable Duale. I'm saying that because, Honorable Speaker, I am certain that the foundation that was set by C.S. Nakhumicha, especially in midwifing the process of moving from NHIF to SHIF, she set a very good foundation, and this, Honorable Speaker, puts her at a very good position to now serve as an ambassador locally within the permanent mission of the UN Habitat in Kenya, and she will also be available for consultations with the Ministry of Health, where she will be required from time to time as a former minister to consult and offer guidance to those who are there. Because, Honorable Speaker, many people may have varied opinions on her performance in the Ministry of Health. But by and large, she did exceptionally well, especially considering that she was midwifing a transition from what was a very difficult national health insurance fund, riddled with corruption. And you know the corruption cartels in Afia House, as was then Christian Mafia House, were definitely expected to fight back, and you have seen the pushback that has been there with the Social Health Insurance Fund, because corruption fights back, and we've always said corruption fights back. I don't know why we tend to forget that the corruption cartels that bedeviled NHIF are still within this country, Honorable Speaker. And if you doubt, look at the expose that was exposed by some German media house on organ trafficking within a health facility in Eldoret. And you see the same characters around who are being mentioned around that organ trafficking are the same characters who are being mentioned in the theft of public funds at NHIF. Therefore, corruption fights back. And that's why I am very slow at admonishing public officers who have served in this ministry, because I know these very powerful cartels have the capacity to use whatever means they can use to tarnish people's names. And we have seen them using many means, Honorable Speaker, to tarnish even the name of Susan Nakhumicha, who, in my estimation, did exceptionally well. Honorable Speaker, I commend her, and I vouch for her for approval as a permanent representative to the UN Habitat Mission in Kenya. Honorable Speaker, let me speak about James Buyekane Muhati. Muhati, Honorable Speaker, also, as the chair said, and for those who have bothered to go through the report, has served very well and served our country very well as a PS and in various other capacities, even at IEBC. And he is moving on to Guangzhou as a consul general. Guangzhou, for those who are business people like myself and Honorable Kainan, will tell you that if you have not been to Guangzhou and you're a trader in this country, then you have not been doing any trade. And this is a very important destination for many Kenyan business people who import products from China. And even those who are beginning to do cottage industry in this country, Honorable Speaker, we have many people who go to Guangzhou to learn from the cottage industries that have grown in the city of Guangzhou to be mega industries. And we have very many Kenyans who are now importing even skills and equipment from Guangzhou to come and set up cottage industries in our country, especially around the value chain of agro-processing, Honorable Speaker. And I want to believe that Muhati will do very well in terms of being able to harness our relations between the city of Guangzhou, the province of Guangzou, the Republic of China, and our country, and more so the business people between the two countries. Abdi Dubat, again, has served as a principal secretary in the government of Kenya, and being a seasoned accountant, he is an accountant. I know that for a fact because we are in the same profession, and I know the trade issues that, again, are there between us and the EAC community, issues to do with disproportionate tariffs amongst our countries, and the push and pull, Honorable Speaker, because you can see now we're in an era of protectionist policies, and everybody wants to protect their own. And Kenya should be no exception. We must protect our own industries, we must protect our own manufacturers and our business people. And therefore, Abdi Dubat has his work cut out at EAC in Arusha to ensure that even as we work together within the East African community and the other regional blocs that are there, Honorable Speaker, that as we encourage trade and open up the African free trade, it's called what? The African continental free trade area. As we open up, Honorable Speaker, we also protect our own industries. And I want to believe that Abdi Dubat, having been a principal secretary, being a seasoned accountant, Honorable Speaker, will serve very well. I know the Honorable Junet wants us to put the question, but I was also trying to buy time for other reasons, Honorable Speaker, in saying what I am saying, and he knows why. I therefore beg to support before we put the question or before others contribute to put the question.
I would give the Honorable Bissau an opportunity to contribute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I raise to support the motion, and I think all the four candidates are a very good pick. But on the onset, I would like to exceptionally talk about the nominee for the Habitat, Madam Nakhumicha, who I also interacted with when I worked at the United Nations myself, when she was working with the University of California as the head of supplies. With her demeanor, experience, I think she's a very good fit. And I think I had the contribution from Honorable Kainan, talking about the agency being technical. I think as much as it's technical, the personality, the zeal, the experience, I think Nakhumicha is a very good pick. And for the other picks as well, if you look at the DRC Congo, you need a mind of a person like Engineer Tum, cool person in those type of environment. And PS Muhadi as well, who's moving to China, is also a very good pick. So, Mr. Speaker, I support the motion.
The Honorable Dujenet, are you going to ask me to put the question?
No, Mr. Speaker, let me just contribute. I didn't want to contribute. Let me say I oppose the motion, Mr. Speaker. I oppose because, Mr. Speaker, you know, we cannot be recycling people who have served in a very high office, and then you give them another office. When will career diplomats get a chance to serve in our diplomatic mission, Mr. Speaker? What are they going to get, Mr. Speaker? Every politician who has failed, every civil servant who has failed, every person who has failed is being dumped in a certain mission somewhere in the world, Mr. Speaker. This is demoralizing our career civil servant. There are people, Mr. You heard you were saying majority leader. Now let me do my minority work. This is my minority job now. There is no broad-based on this one.
Leader, order, proceed.
Majority leader, there is no broad-based on this one. There is no broad-based.
Who is mentioning point of order?
Mr. Speaker, you see, they are career civil servants who start their life in a very young age as civil servants who want to work in the world of diplomacy. They start in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs from job group something down there. They grow. Then when they reach near deputy ambassador, they get stagnated there. They can never move from there because Junet will be voted out in Suna East, then he will be made an ambassador. Kainan, I can see, is most likely after next election is going there. So, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker.
Order, Honorable Kainan. There's nothing out of order. Proceed.
Mr. Speaker.
Proceed,
Mr. Speaker, me, I'm of the view. Even the government, Mr. Speaker, of Honorable, the late Daniel Teacher of Moi, never did this. Kibaki never did this. This thing started with the Jubilee, APA. This is of recycling people like the way you recycle Dandora West, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this culture must stop. This culture must end. If, you see, these were people who were serving in high offices. The appointing authority has the prerogative to relieve them of their duties. But by the time he's relieving them of their duties, that means there must have been some problem. There must have been either some incompetency somewhere, some malpractice somewhere. There must be something like that. Or change of loyalty. You know, maybe some went to a Munyoro, who knows?
Order, Honorable Junet. Sometimes it has very little to do with efficiency and performance. It has maybe broad-based government. Are you sure?
No. Okay. Mr. Speaker, it's not. Far from it. Far from it. It is about other issues. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to see in a list of 10 diplomatic appointments here, minimum of 6 or 7 career diplomats. Then we can have top-ups of 3. Who are, if Wamushomba loses the way she's going to lose in Githunguri next time, then she can be an ambassador somewhere, Mr. Speaker. Because you can see that the line she has taken is direct home. But anyway, Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, I want to say this. Mr. Speaker, that
what's out of order, Honorable Wamuchomba?
Mr. Speaker, you know, I respect you very much as a speaker, and I expect you to protect me from the bullying of the Honorable
he said in the event.
Who is talking about me? There is no election between now and next year. Is he becoming a prophet to prophesy that I'm going to lose in Githunguri? And by the way, who told him that I'm interested anyway? Has he become a prophet? Can he clarify whether he's now becoming a prophet?
Honorable Wamuchomba.
He is out of order. We are discussing about people who are going to work as diplomats, not Wamuchomba. Wamuchomba is the member of parliament, the iron lady from Githunguri, the woman who walks on fox without shoes.
Order, Honorable Wamuchomba. Order.
Mr. Speaker.
Order, Honorable Wamuchomba. You can trust the chair will always protect you.
Mr. Speaker.
But this is order. But the Honorable Junet said, in the event. In the event is neither here nor there. Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I am very sorry to Honorable Wamuchomba because
you want to be informed by
I was
majority
soliciting
leader.
and lobbying for her that in the event the Munyoro bus gets punctured, I was trying to get her a soft landing that she can become the ambassador in charge of Githunguri and command area, Mr. Speaker.
Do you order, Honorable Junet?
I want
majority leader to inform you. Okay.
Honorable Speaker, maybe the Honorable Leader of Minority has not heard what the member for Githunguri has said. And I hear what you are saying about what you meant when you said what you said. But the member for Githunguri has told you, has asked who even told you she's interested in running for member of parliament for Githunguri. Because she probably knows running will be a futile attempt on those things.
Okay, proceed, Junet. Honorable Junet.
Mr. Speaker, I have heard what the majority has told me. But Mr. Speaker, you know, Wamuchomba is an iron lady. I can't withstand Wamushomba out of office. If she's so strong now when she's in office, what do you think she can do when she's out of office? She can run us out of this town. So we must create for her some diplomatic posting in charge of Githunguri, Kamende area, up to Lare, Limuru. Then we call that area UNEP, Githunguri. Then she can become diplomatic. Mr. Speaker.
What's your point of order, Honorable Omuchomba?
Honorable Speaker, you know, you have allowed these honorable members to make me the point of discussion on this issue. But I'm very excited that they are calling me all those very good names because they know that I am a beautiful, intelligent woman who have shown them dust in the political corridors. I am happy that the majority leader is talking about me. Yet on Saturday, in a public forum where the president visited Githunguri, he could not show his face. He disappeared like a smoke. He ran away, literally.
Order. This is getting out of hand. Order, honorable members. Honorable members, order, honorable Junet, order. Yeah, but you see, you without a substantive, I will give you an opportunity, but you better know how to navigate your way around. The standing order is very clear. You cannot discuss the character of a honorable member without a substantive motion. So, for God's sake, don't discuss her character, but you can discuss events, you can discuss ideas, you can discuss the motion that's before you. Okay, what's your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, before
what is out of order? No, he's on a point of order.
Honorable Speaker, mine was on misinformation because, Honorable Speaker, last Saturday, I was nowhere near where the president was, and the member for Githunguri knows that. I think she wanted to mean the Saturday when we were in Githunguri constituency. And you know I'm a peace-loving Kenyan. And I am also a consumer of certain intelligence reports. And I had intelligence reports of what the member for Githunguri and the governor for Kiambu, with the stashed money that you saw being pulled out of bedrooms, had planned against the member for Kiambu,
Order, Majority Leader, order. You are both out of order.
Yeah.
She discussed you without a substantive motion. You are discussing her without a substantive motion, and I would not have that anymore.
Mr. Speaker,
order. The House has got to be.
Mr. Speaker, in conclusion,
Honorable Junet, conclude, please.
Mr. Speaker, in the spirit of diplomacy,
yes,
and international relations and national relations, Mr. Speaker, the undisputed kingpin of Kiambu County is Honorable Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah. Mr. Speaker, that I must put on record.
Order, Honorable Deputy, Honorable Minority Leader. Whether it is in good light or bad light, you cannot discuss the character of a honorable member of parliament and his fortune, order, on his fortune's back without a substantive motion. Order. You think it's the only time when it's being discussed in a negative tone is when it's out of order. Even in positive term, without a substantive motion, is out of order.
Mr. Speaker, in conclusion again.
Can you conclude?
I am concluding.
Yes.
That, Mr. Speaker, that I hope these Kenyans who have been given this chance of serving us will do a good job. Because those stations they are going to are very important stations in terms of business, in terms of international relations, in terms of cultural and technological exchanges, Mr. Speaker. But Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, in this country, we love ourselves so much as politicians and people who are in high offices that we forget that there are other Kenyans out there who are qualified, who can do this job. So, Mr. Speaker, I am totally opposed. And I think I should bring here some legislation. I'm opposing completely this motion. Completely. And I am asking the executive, please don't send like this one again. This will be the last one. Even the other one, when people were removed from offices and they were posted to diplomatic position, I opposed it. It is on record here, Mr. Speaker. This is not the first one I'm opposing. Why should you be discharged as a minister or as a PS? Then you end up becoming now an errand boy for another PS in the MFA, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It's a demotion, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, we should not allow this to happen. There are other senior positions these Kenyans can serve at the level where they were serving at. But for Githunguri, I will create a diplomatic position there when I become the president. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Order, Honorable Junet, Mazamzam. Order, I will indeed. Okay.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika, na mimi niweze kuunga mjadala wa leo kuhusu uteuzi wa Mheshimiwa Susan Nakhumicha. Najua mambo mengi yametokea, lakini ukiangalia katika ukakamavu wake wa kazi na masomo yake anastahili. Ndiyo yalitokea kutokea katika Wizara ya Afya, na sio mwaka wa kwanza kutokea akiwa hapo. Yametokea wakiwa wengi wa madaktari kugoma. Kwa hiyo ni taifa liangalie tu madaktari, walimu na wengine wanaangaliwa vipi mshahara yao na mambo yao. Lakini Nakhumicha alionyesha, na ni mama, mimi kama mama siwezi kumvuta mama mwenzangu chini kwa sababu najua anaweza, aliweza na anaweza. Hata kama pengine ametoka sehemu kubwa amerudi sehemu ya chini, lakini pia pale anaweza kuserve taifa yake akiwa pale, Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa hiyo mimi naunga uteuzi wake na namuombea Mungu aweze kufanya kazi yake akiangalia maslahi ya Wakenya yaweke mbele. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika.
Bukose.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I stand to support the nomination for the three to ambassadorial positions. The Honorable Peter Tum, Engineer Peter Tum, the Honorable Susan Nakhumicha, and the other two who have been nominated to ambassadors. That is to the Habitat, then to the DRC, and then to Konsu. Honorable Speaker, I want to disagree with the minority leader in that stating that these are people who did not perform in their various areas, and stating that it should only be people who have grown in their careers. You know, ambassadors are people with different expertise. They are they're just not only within the diplomatic circles. You have people who are expertise in trade. You have people who are expertise in health. It exposes everybody to an equal opportunity. And I think this is where we come in. Having served in the various capacities as a cabinet secretary for health, Susan Nakhumicha demonstrated that she's capable and she's of wide experience, and she was able to, as a former chair of the health committee, were able to work well, and she had capacity to be able to deliver. And I think going in now as an ambassador to the UN Habitat.
Are you on a point of order, Honorable Koyo? Oh, Honorable, would you wish to be informed by the Honorable Koyo?
Yes, the member for Ahero can inform me. Mohoroni, sorry. The Honorable Koyo, yes.
Thank you very much. With due respect, Mr. Honorable Speaker, I want to inform my good friend that Ambassador is backing orders report to permanent secretaries. So Mr. Tum, my friend who was Engineer Tum, who was permanent secretary, now will be reporting to another permanent secretary who is now will be his boss, meaning he has been demoted. Thank you.
I think that was not information.
Order, honorable members. Honorable members, I think you need to understand a little bit about statecraft. An ambassador is a representative of the president. That's why he's called His Excellency.
Yes.
Or Her Excellency.
And the PS is not His Excellency.
Order. The chair is talking and you should freeze. That is why when you are appointed as an ambassador, it's not a demotion. A minister, maybe technically you have a certain thing, but that ambassador represents the head of state. That's why they're called His Excellency or Her Excellency. You cannot address a permanent secretary as His Excellency. So it's not a demotion. Proceed.
Thank you. And that's why I was saying his information has not helped my debate because you know, the ambassador will be representing Kenya in the various capacities. Now, if approved by this House, His Excellency Peter Tum will be representing our country in Kinshasa, DRC Congo. And DRC Congo being a member of the East African region, I think he will be able to hasten DRC's integration into the East African community so that DRC can also be able to enjoy the fruits of being a member of the East Africa. And we hope that with his going there, he will also be able to improve on the peace that is within the DRC so that DRC people can also enjoy the tranquility and peace within the region. Honorable Speaker, our Ambassador Abdi to Arusha, Tanzania, is also a very key partner of the East African region, and he will be able to represent our interests within Arusha and Tanzania, and be able to also hasten our East African integration.
Honorable Speaker, I rise under Standing Order number 95 to say that going by the mood in the House, I can feel that members are in agreement that this bill, this motion needs to pass. I would therefore like to ask the mover to be asked to reply. Thank you. I look at your faces.
Wait.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Order.
I've not concluded.
Order, Honorable, because there has been a number of. Is it the mood of the House that the order, honorable, order. All of you, order. A point of order can be raised in the midst of contribution by any member. And the moment a point of order is raised, it freezes everything. And if in the opinion of the Speaker, that point of order is genuine, then that Speaker makes a communication. So now that he rose on a point of order, and I want to know if the mood of the House is that the mover should be called upon to reply, I now put the question, order. It's not after anybody. You don't know the rules. You are a majority leader. By question, order. I now put the question that the mover be called to reply. Has been out opinion say aye? Aye. Has been out contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The ayes have it, and mover be called upon to reply. No. You don't.
I need to conclude to just 1 minute.
Honorable Majority Leader, because you are my good friend, I have all the respect for you. But you people have turned this House into something else. The order, not after I have already put in a question on whether the mover should be called upon to reply or not. Please respect the rules of the House. I left these rules when they were sacrosanct. Now you people are turning it into something else. Order. Proceed, Honorable Mover. Reply. As long as I'm on the chair here, I'll protect the rules of the House and the dignity of the House. Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for that guidance. Honorable Speaker, I want to appreciate the members who have made immense contributions to the motion. And I agree that the mood of the House is as you stated. But just for a point of information, Honorable Speaker, in the last session, we actually did not agree or actually did not approve the name of Charles Githinji Kairu, who was a nominee for DRC. So it's not also taken for granted that the committee or this House just passes anybody. So we rejected a nominee on the basis of the fact that he was not fit for that kind of assignment. Honorable Speaker, and I'm sure the minority leader has spoken about the members being demoted, getting some other positions, but you put it rightly that they are called excellencies. While they're here in the country, they are not called. So it's not a demotion as such, and they represented the president in those capacities. And when they are moved from those positions, it's not because of incompetence, but because of the reassignment to the various positions. So with those few remarks, I beg to reply.
Order, honorable members, I now put the question. That taking into consideration the findings of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence, and Foreign Relations in its report on the approval hearings of 4 nominees for appointment as ambassador, permanent representative, and consul generals laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, the 15th April, 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Article 132(2)(e) of the Constitution and Section 22 of the Foreign Service Act, Cap 185E, and Sections 3 and 8 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, Cap 7F. This House approves the appointment of the following persons as permanent representative, ambassador, and consul generals. 1, Roman 1, Ambassador Engineer Peter Kiplangatum, CBS, as ambassador for Democratic Republic of Congo, Kinshasa. 2, Roman 2, permanent representative Miss Susan Nakumicha Wafula, EGH, permanent mission of Kenya to the United Nations Habitat, Nairobi. 3, Roman 3, consuls generals. A, Mr. James Buyekane Muhati, CBS, as Consul General for Guangzhou, People's Republic of China. And B, Abdi Dubat Fido, as Consul General for Arusha, the United Republic of Tanzania. As many of the appearance say aye. As many of the contributors say nay. The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 9, the County Government's Additional Allocations Bill, Senate Bill number 1 of 2025, second reading.
Yes, Chairperson, Budget and Appropriation Committee.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the County Government's Additional Allocations Bill 2025, Senate Bill number 1 of 2025 be read a second time. Honorable Speaker, additional allocations to counties are provided for under Article 202, Sub 2 of the Constitution, where it is stipulated that county governments may be given additional resources from national government's share of the revenue, either as either conditionally or unconditionally. Additionally, Article 190 allows for legislative measures to provide further support to counties to enable them perform their work effectively. Honorable Speaker, County Government's Allocations Bill is coming to this House in concurrence with the Senate, pursuant to Article 110, Sub 4 of the Constitution. Honorable Speaker, this bill, Honorable Speaker, I want to say that we passed another similar bill in this House on 14th March 2025, and this bill was forwarded to the Senate, and the Senate has not yet progressed with the same bill. But, Honorable Speaker, this bill from the Senate varies the amounts that we forwarded with the bill that we sent to the Senate, with a variation of about 25.53 billion. Honorable Speaker, that variation to Senate was done because we were responding to the reductions which happened in the supplementary estimates 2, 2025, which we passed here. In that estimates, we drastically reduced the estimates on the bill. But, Honorable Speaker, this bill now, again, increases the allocations by about 25.5 billion, making the total allocation in this bill at 50.04 billion. Honorable Speaker, this variation has received concurrence from National Treasury that has affirmed that, indeed, they will be able to provide for this variation. Honorable Speaker, if you look at this bill, largely the variation is supported from funds, loans, and grants from development partners. Honorable Speaker, the development partners have also confirmed that the funds that we are providing for here is ready, and once this bill is passed, the funds will be available for counties to perform their functions. Honorable Speaker, in this bill, 8.4 billion from national government share of revenue will be provided by National Treasury, while 42 billion is from development partners in the form of loans and grants. Honorable Speaker, I need to highlight that out of the 8.4 billion which will come from national share of revenue, 1.75 billion is money which is earmarked to country governments to sort out their outstanding salary arrears for health workers. Honorable Speaker, when health workers were on strike, there was a return to work formula which was signed, and this gave 1.75 billion shillings to counties to sort out that arrangement. Honorable Speaker, the other issue which is important in this bill is that we are providing for about 2.9 billion to be able to help counties in what we call county aggregation of industrial parks. Honorable Speaker, counties have done so well in developing these industrial parks. These industrial parks are very, very important because they are going to be the centers of value addition for local products that are being done in counties. So, Honorable Speaker, providing for this allocation is going to fast-track this line of development. Remember, Honorable Speaker, that this is one of the key items in the bottom-up economic model which we are implementing as broad-based government. Honorable Speaker, the other important item in the bill has to do with about 42 billion which has been provided for from donors in form of grants and loans. Honorable Speaker, this allocation is going to be spent in the area of health and agriculture and water and sanitations. Honorable Speaker, these are programs that are very, very critical for our people in the grassroots. And we need to facilitate our counties so that they are able to receive these monies and then they'll be able to develop these programs for our people. Honorable Speaker, when we were doing public participation, governors appeared before us. They told us that indeed they have done procurement. What is now waiting for is the funds to go so that these services can be provided for. The other issue, Honorable Speaker, has to do with what we call universal health coverage. Honorable Speaker, every county has what we call health promoters. These health promoters, their monies are also provided for here because the national government pays directly to health promoters 2,500 shillings, and counties are also supposed to do the same. Honorable Speaker, because we have not passed this bill, national government has already paid their part, but counties are lagging behind in arrears. You find that a health promoter has received money due from national government, but they're having even 5 months arrears. Honorable Speaker, we need to provide for this so that these workers, who are very, very important because they are the first contact in the health systems in our county, they are the first people that our people contact when they fall sick. So, Honorable Speaker, failure to pay them their arrears means that we are undermining our health sector, Honorable Speaker. Yes, Honorable Speaker. So I wanted to add, Honorable Speaker, that in this bill, we have removed the allocations under R Road Maintenance Fund. This is something which we have removed here, Honorable Speaker, and I want to tell members that it's not here, and that what is now holding us is a case in court, which we have agreed with Council of Governors that we are going to initiate conversations towards ensuring that this case is removed from court and that these funds revert back to KERA. Honorable Speaker, in a nutshell, I would like to urge members that this bill is very, very important because some of the programs that I've highlighted are programs that are benefiting our people at the grassroots. And therefore, we should not be seen as the house that is really trying to stop our people from enjoying resources that some of them are actually borrowed. Honorable Speaker, for 2 billion shillings here are proceeds from loans and grants. These are resources that really will not come from our exchequer, and the resources are ready. So, Honorable Speaker, I would like to urge members to really support this bill and allow it to progress so that our counties can be able to function. Honorable Speaker, I would like to call upon the Leader of Minority to second.
Honorable Speaker.
Can't raise on a point of order before a motion is seconded. Proceed second.
Honorable Speaker, I stand to second.
Yes.
The motion. Mr. Speaker, I would like to say that this additional revenue allocation bill is a very, very important bill, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you remember in the old days, Treasury used to give counties money in form of conditional grants. But now, Parliament came up with the idea of the additional revenue allocation bill. Mr. Speaker, this is in line with aspirations to enhance devolution in this country. There's a misconception that is going on in this country that National Assembly is anti-devolution. Mr. Speaker, there is no person with sane mind that can oppose devolution, because this is the only avenue that we have that takes billions of shillings to the counties and to the places where people live. Mr. Speaker, there are counties in this country today, out of the 47 counties, that will not have seen any money from national government in form of $1 billion if it was not for devolution. They never saw any money They used to be in the budgeting system of the centralized system of governance, Mr. Speaker, and you're old enough, you know that. They used to be told your money has been put in security to defend you people from enemies and other things, and they will never see any development money in their lives. Counties have revamped our livelihood, Mr. Speaker. I know there are a lot of shortcomings. People believe that there's a big problem in counties. There's corruption, there's malpractices. All that can be addressed separately without killing the idea of devolution, without killing the vision that the people, the framers of this constitution had in terms of making the livelihood of Kenyans better, Mr. Speaker. Many developed countries in the world, Mr. Speaker, Germany and all other countries that have developed because they implemented devolution. They devolved money from the center to where people live and where people, farm and where people stay, where people get health care, Mr. Speaker. There is no way, Mr. Speaker, a country will achieve meaningful development or change the livelihood of their people without implementing devolution. Up here, when devolution came, devolution was supposed to disperse both power and resources to the ground, Mr. Speaker. There's a debate now ongoing in the country whether enough resources have been devolved to the counties. There is debate now going on in the country whether enough functions have been devolved, Mr. Speaker, whether some functions are still held at the national level. So we need to have a national discourse to agree as a country whether we have devolved enough functions and enough resources to the counties, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there are many things that can be done at the county level. There are many things that can be done at the county level because, Mr. Speaker, that is where the rubber meets the road. That is where, if devolution can be implemented properly, in comparison to what's happening now, Mr. Speaker, I can assure you this country will not be the same. Mr. Speaker, there is a big debate going on in the country whether the last 10 years or the last 12 years, devolution has achieved what was intended to achieve. There is a big debate. And that is acceptable because people, even national government, there's a debate whether they're doing things the right thing, whether they're doing the wrong thing. Every day, people accuse them of this, SHA is not working, this is not working, and they continue improving. They continue doing their work. They continue saying that we are going to change this. That's also what devolution is supposed to do. Things that are not working, they should be able to work. We have not created devolution to enrich certain people or to make certain people billionaires. We have created devolution, we have brought devolution to our constitution so that Kenyans can feel power and resources resides with them in their villages. That you don't need to come to Nairobi to do anything. You must be able to do everything you intend to do, whether it is healthcare, whether it's education, whether it is energy, whether it is roads, whether any kind of development, you must be able to get it at the devolved unit where you stay. Mr. Speaker, this tag that's being peddled around that National Assembly is anti-devolution cannot stand the test of time. We must stand with devolution because our own people, our constituents are part of counties. They don't live in, there is no place, there is no constituency that's not part of a county. Every constituency is a part of a county. So the people who live there, the people the governor is leading are the same people who voted for us also. So there is no way we can fight devolution. It can't be right if we are branded that we are anti-devolution. But we must also be able to oversight. If the county government is not doing their work, it's our responsibility to point it out and say that this has failed and that has failed. But I think Kenyans must now go back to the drawing board and ask themselves, how do we improve and make devolution better for the good of all of us now? How do we devolve more functions? How do we devolve more resources? And put accountability measures in place. If any county government misuses funds or misapplies funds contrary to the law, then serious action needs to be taken in accordance with the law, Mr. Speaker. That is when we are going to become a better society. And that's when we are going to benefit from the fruits of devolution, Mr. Speaker. With those few remarks, I urge my colleagues, let us support this bill, let us support this motion, let us pass this additional revenue allocation bill. So majority, a lot of the monies contained in this bill, Mr. Speaker, are not from the exchequer. A lot of the monies contained in this bill, Mr. Speaker, are from donor funds. It's donor funds from the World Bank, who want to improve our slums in our counties, who want to do roads for us in the small, roads there that are the counties. Majorly, it's a donor-funded programs which contain in this bill, Mr. Speaker. So if we oppose it, we'll be literally refusing counties to access donor funding, and which is not good for us. Why should we refuse if a donor fund wants to improve our healthcare in Migori or in Homa Bay? Why should we refuse if a donor fund wants to improve our roads? That is not in our place to do it. So I urge my colleagues, let's pass this bill, and we will discuss devolution holistically, where it is, where it has come from, and how we want it to go. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I second.
Honorable members, I now propose a question that the county government's additional allocation bill, Senate Bill number 1 of 2025, be now read a second time. You're on a point of order. What's your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, you know we are a house of rules. And Mr. Speaker, the matter at hand now is a very weighty matter. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm looking at the House and I don't see that we have full quorum, Mr. Speaker. So I'm standing on order, standing order number 35, Mr. Speaker, to check whether we have quorum. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Order, honorable members. Order, Honorable Junet. I don't know how law you people got this parliament into. When somebody rises on a point of order and raises an issue of quorum, and you have to ask the sergeant at arms to determine whether the quorum is there or not. The rules are very simple. Please, let's follow the rules. Sergeant at arms, do we have quorum or don't we? Order. We don't have a quorum. Okay, ring the quorum bell. Quorum bell. Ring the quorum bell. Well, you propose, and after proposing, you open to debate. I proposed. What's wrong with you? Yes. Junet, enthusiasm seems to have taken the better side. Ring the, is it ringing? For 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Go and get.
Well, as you can see, the House does not have a substantive number of members present. Clearly, many seats are empty. And of course, this is one of the concerns that has been raised by one of the members, indicating that a quorum during the proceedings of the House is not present, and that the business that is being discussed, or the business that is on the floor of the House, requires enough number of members to be present, at least to be able to legislate on the matters that are on the floor. What was on the floor before that point of order regarding the lack of quorum during the proceeding of the House? Members were considering the county government's additional allocations bill. This is a bill that is originating from the Senate, Bill number 1 of 2025, a bill that is co-sponsored by the Chairperson Budget and Appropriations Committee, Honorable Sam Matandi. And actually this afternoon, he moved this particular bill and was seconded by the leader of the minority party, Honorable Junet Mohammed. And the speaker was about to give way for debate for members to be able to weigh in on this particular bill. However, the lack of quorum has interrupted the proceedings of the House now, and a quorum bell of 10 minutes is currently underway. We have seen the minority leaders of both sides making their way out of the chambers, of course, to go and whip members. At this point, we believe that the members are somewhere within the precincts of Parliament, and the leadership, especially the minority leaders of both sides, that is the minority and the majority, have walked out to whip the members to make their way back into the chambers. We should be expecting to see members make their way back to the chamber. Remember, if that is not achieved, if that quorum is not raised, then the business that was on the floor of the House at the time when that hitch was realized, then that means the business will not continue, as the House will be adjourned until the next sitting. Remember, this particular business is the county government's additional allocations bill. On the Wednesday afternoon sitting, the quorum, or that particular hitch on quorum during the proceedings of the House, was also, or rather interrupted that particular business. However, this afternoon, the Chairperson Budget and Appropriations Committee has managed to at least begin debate. This is a bill that is at its second reading stage, and members are expected to begin debate on it. The mover has moved and has been seconded, and members are expected to ventilate on it. This is a bill that you will recall last year failed to